How's it going, YouTube? Day 3 of tier lists, and we are here with the final one. Wait, one more important thing before we begin the video. My new PLAYMAT, the King of Beasts, is releasing today on Imperium Duelist in just a few hours from now. So it's going to be 6 p.m. Pacific time over at Imperium Duelist. You can also use my code GALZO5 to get additional discount. The art was done by Midnight Dreams, who also did my previous PLAYMAT. So this is amazing news. Really happy for this to be releasing and really excited for you guys to have it. Enjoy it and enjoy the video. And we are here with the final one. Board breakers. I think these are actually the most important ones out of everything that we've done. If you haven't checked out the other ones, then go stop this video, stop it, because we need to look at these through the lens of the other decks in the format. And how would you even know what decks these are if you don't watch that video? So go do that, like the video, subscribe before we begin, and then we're gonna say hi to our chat right here, and they will say hi back, and we can start. Yeah, thank you. Board breakers are going to be super crucial in this meta, because you have decks that are not extremely hurt by hand traps. Decks like Unchained, Pearly, Chimera is like fine, Labyrinth, Tier Elements, possibly. A lot of decks, Rescue Ace, that don't necessarily die completely to hand traps, but will 100% scoop to a well-placed board breaker. And this is what we're going to be discussing today. My chat is already tired. They have said hi YouTube twice already today. This is too much for them. And we're just going to keep it going. And we're going to talk about we're going to try to like narrow down a little bit like cards that are similar in nature. And I think we're going to talk about these. I think that you want specific interruptions that could interact with what you think are the best boards. And I think Kaijus, when it comes to things like Pearly, are very, very necessary alongside with Kurikara. And Kurikara is probably a little bit better because it provides you a little bit more value and it gives you board presence. And Kaijus don't really do that. They give you something to out now, right? You're still gonna have to deal with that. And Kurikara actually just pluses you. Kurikara is very expensive. It did not get a reprint. I do understand. I don't even have them because I'm not gonna buy them for $60. But I think Kaijus is also like very good spot removal against a lot of things. Super generic and 1-for-1. But when it comes to Lava Golem, and when it comes to Sphere Mode, and when it comes to Santa Claus, there are just way better things, and you don't have to gamble on how many monsters are going to be on your opponent's field. Like, this is not this format. This is not a combo deck format. This is not the time where you play these cards. Pearly might be able to play like Santa for the mirrors, as they did in the past, but I think these two are a very strong side option. Dark Hole, I think, especially now with Unchained, is an okay side card in some decks. And I think that maybe Dark Ruler is like that as well. Like, you're not really trying to break a board full of negates. The boards today are so much more technical that Dark Ruler just doesn't do it. It doesn't cover enough. You have Grave Interruption. You have unaffected monsters. You have things coming back, going from the hand. It's like, it's maybe an okay side card on like a very specific meta level on your like locals, but I think in the macro, I don't think it's even that good like that, just like that. I am betting, and this might be a little bit of copium, right? Just a tad of copium. This card could be good again. We're like, hey, our Rise Art is banned. We got the Graveyard back. How amazing is that? We'll have to see. I think this card is being tested out a lot right now. And I think when it comes down to board breakers, this could even be a strong main card. Like, you're probably not going to side droplets because this card is okay going first as well. It modulates attack. It could be worth it to some extent. And it's more of like a wish list at this point when it comes to Droplet, right? Lightning Storm is a very good side eye card. I don't think there's ifs and buts about it. This card takes care of a lot of boards. It is a little bit scary now that you have things like Unchained, but taking out the purely back row, or even just hitting the Rescue Ace back row, forcing out the Chimera interruptions, hitting Labyrinth where it hurts. This card is amazing. There is a reason why it's a 2. So you can play 2 of it and 1 Duster, which is also just a very strong, like, nobody can say otherwise about Duster. This is one of the best cards in the game right now, if not the best card. Have you encountered this card recently and just said, how the fuck is this card legal? Yeah, I agree. This card is absolutely insane. This card is 3 banned cards in 1, and it is seeing more and more and more play. This is like a strong main card for sure. One of the best ones. I'm hoping we see a little bit of this card. I'm sure we are going to see it to some extent. Flunderies is kind of back into the meta. It is okay to play this. It's not unplayable like the last format. And we do have a graveyard. So I think Ultimate Slayer, I'm really hoping that it sees some play. The right decks are not there yet. Like, the composition of end boards does not always give you a good Ultimate Slayer value. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you want your Ultimate Slayer to be insane. So if you had like synchro end boards, which you don't now, you could pitch them along, bounce another card, bounce 2 cards off of 1. Crazy. But the composition of boards today usually include Xyz monsters, which are okay. Like, Meteorologic Aggregator is not such a good card on its own, just negates. You can still, like, Unchained can still pop their link, summon it back with Yama. And if you're looking at something like Pearly, work, fusions are like fine. It's an okay side card, probably. Evenly, amazing equalizer, just right here. Skipping your battle phase is definitely worth it sometimes. Removing cards like, again, Pearly, like hitting them with evenly and then giving them a Kaiju is insane. Right? It's absolutely insane. Pancratops is like almost not worth it. Probably okay side. And I'm going to put Fenrir like right up here. This card is going to be a staple in the main deck. Now that Kalshira is not really a thing, people are just playing 3 of this in every fucking deck. Every deck is playing 3 Fenrir, me included. I really, really love this, and I was really hoping that if you go back to my live streams before the ban list or like predictions, I was really hoping that Fenrir would stay at 3, so it can serve this purpose exactly. As a main deck staple that is a monster, that is not a hand trap, which is extremely, extremely rare in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the last few years. It's something that we haven't really seen, and this is like bringing me back to the past. I absolutely love this. Super Poly, it's probably a very low strong side deck cards for a deck that already run fusions. It's actually probably high okay. Because the end boards right now are not really super polyable. That's the main issue for me with Super Poly right now. Change of Heart is like okay side, I suppose. It's nice. Econ? Maybe in some decks, in like a board breaker format, when you're trying to build like something creative. Maybe we haven't seen those things yet, but I think it's going to be an okay main card. Mind Control, just not worth it. Kaiju Slumber, probably not worth it. Like very low okay side, probably. Similar to Raigeki. It's much worse than Dark Hole, but it's not good anyway. Probably not worth it. Maybe okay. No cap in Chimera. So we're going to be testing this out. Maybe no cap okay in the Silent Chimera. And then we have books, which I mean, have to be like strong in the main, right? Eclipse probably a little bit better than Book of Moon, but definitely strong main cards. Like, look at this. Look at the top tier. It's kind of crazy, right? It's really kind of crazy. Books are essential. They hit a lot of end boards. And most importantly, they stop your opponent from making the unaffected noir, which is important. This hasn't seen play in a while, right? Triple Tactic Thrust is probably going to be right here for me. Just because not a lot of decks will actually run it in the main. But I think it's just actually a strong side card because I think main might be reserved maybe only for Unchained. No, it's probably like Pearly's going to play it. It's an insane card. I'm really happy that it's seeing play and that it did not suffer the same fate as Ultimate Slayer. Because Ultimate Slayer was like hyped and then did not see any play whatsoever. Strong side card. It's a Kaiju in spell form and it doesn't even proc the spells. Lunar Eclipse is just not worth it. Hey Trunade, I'm gonna put it right here. I absolutely love this card. I played this in some of my builds, and it's I think it's crucial for you to try it because it plays really good into some boards, some of them, but it's only okay, unfortunately. And then Xyz Encore, you cannot deny that this card is strong. It does what it needs to do against two of the strongest decks in the format. The two decks to beat will lose to this card. It's old. It's a little bit expensive right now as a board breaker. If you don't have it yet, it's going to be like $15 a pop to get this card. But it will do what it needs to do, I think, definitely. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this tier list. I am really, really interested to hear what you guys think about this. Again, like I mentioned in the previous videos, if you haven't watched them, go back and do. But I think we're going to have a really exciting format on our hands. So thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.